Capricorn, welcome to July. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Capricorn for July. And I'm just going to shuffle the cards here a bit, and then we'll get right into the reading. Also, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that. I'll have a link up below and in the description box. But let's see what's going on for Capricorn for July. Happy summer to everyone. This is the 50th year anniversary of the Summer of Love, so I'm just kind of feeling that energy too. I think that's good for Capricorn right there. Page of Swords. All right, that's your central card for this month. Devil in reverse in the shadows. Interesting stuff hanging out there. What's passing away is Three of Coins in reverse. What's approaching is Two of Coins in reverse. Sun is highlighted for you, Cappy, in reverse for July. So I'm going to talk about this general reading, and then we'll get into the weeks, which are Five of Swords in reverse, Death for week 2. Week 3 is Knight of Swords in reverse, and final card is Queen of Coins in week 4. That's you, Cappy. So interesting. There's some dark. I'm seeing some dark stuff here. So I'm kind of getting shadow energy. So that can mean a number of things. That can mean things in your subconscious are coming up. It can mean that you're not being able to see clearly. It could be that you're dealing with something that's difficult or depressing, Cappy, and that's not necessarily true for all of you, but for some of you, I'm getting kind of a dark, almost, it's just like a depressive, like a dark cloud. There's something that you're trying to shake, and I get that you shake it by week 4. And then the sun is trying to come out. That's highlighted for you, but there's just, because it's in reverse, there's some sort of, you know, that Peanuts, Charles Schultz cartoon where there's Pigpen and there's like a cloud that follows him around. This is kind of what I'm getting with Sun in reverse. This is such a positive card that it means you're going to break through it, but it's sort of just like trying to shake a little something off your leg, Cappy. So for some of you, you're going to relate to that. I'm just going to go through all of the cards. Page of Swords has to do with, you know, feeling conviction about something, feeling like you're connecting with the truth and you're saying, this is my truth. Even though he doesn't have a lot of experience in something, he's kind of a rookie, he's kind of like showing up as a newbie. You may be feeling like a newbie in something or feeling like you're just getting your feet wet, but you know what's true for you and you're willing to stand up for it and declare it as your truth. So for some of you, this may feel new to you. And this may feel like a little bit, you know, just that I kind of think of a college student when I think of Page of Swords who has just taken on a certain amount of idealism or dogma or a belief system and is standing up for it and saying, you know, I've discovered what's true for me and I'm willing to go in and fight. I've got my sword. I'm ready to go into battle. So I'm going to say, Capricorn, for July, stand with your convictions. Say what's true for you. Stay by this truth, even if it makes you feel like this is new for me. I'm just learning how to do this. This is something that I'm experimenting with. This is something that I'm open about. It's an open, pages are all about openness and willingness. So an openness and willingness to say what's on your mind is really the central feature here for July. And I really get the sense too, Capricorn, that by doing this, you're going to clear away whatever this dark cloud is. The truth sets you free. So in July especially, the truth will set you free. That's the main theme that I want to give to you, Cappies, because the truth cuts through the single sword, this Excalibur sword, this is also the sword of Archangel Michael. It cuts through any kind of nonsense. And I actually get, too, that this is the same sword that you are going to be cutting yourself loose from something in the past in week 2. I'll get to that. What's in the shadow position is Devil in reverse. And because it's in the shadows and in reverse, there's something that you may be giving your power away to without realizing it in July, Cappy. Devil usually comes about when we believe things that are not true, when we give ourselves over to any addictions or things that are seductive to us, things that are, you know, that we get passionate about or consumed by or obsessed with. And it's really not true. The light kind of shines here behind Devil. It's not what's up front that you see. And I'm going to say all the more you stick with the truth and your truth and speak it, it defeats all the shadow stuff, all this falsity, lies, deception, seduction, things that we feel disempowered by. So even though there may be old demons, old addictions, old things that used to trip you up and seduce you, and even old beliefs that are not true, by staying with yourself and acknowledging that truth that you're carrying with you, you cut all of that away. So don't worry about that. It's just sort of like, again, it's like that old tar that you're trying to shake off your foot. The truth will set you free, Cappy. I'm just getting that for you. What's passing away is 3 of coins. So 3 of coins in reverse is not really feeling like participating in group projects. 3 of coins is usually a card about creativity, participating with the group, working on something, creating something, collaborative effort, group projects. You're going to be letting go of something like that. Some of you may not feel like a team player. You're going to be letting go of, this may be working together in a group at work or a creative project that you were on task with, but that's wrapping up. You're letting go of that. It may have been even something that you produced in terms of a creative project that was working with multiple people, and that might be completing or ending. That energy is passing out. And what's approaching is 2 of coins energy, which has to do with being flexible, having fun, adapting to changing circumstances. Sometimes, because this is in the reverse position, it says you can feel stretched thin when this card comes up, or you may be feeling unbalanced or unstable or a little off balance. He's standing on one foot. But I'm going to encourage you, Cappy, to lighten up when this card shows up. Have a sense of humor. Brush it off. This can really, on the high side, this card can be a card about flexibility, fun, humor, rolling with the punches, going with the flow. So what's coming in is, even though I want you to maintain your sense of conviction, that's really going to free you this month. I also, along with that, will encourage you to, instead of feeling like pushed left or right, to kind of just roll, bend instead of break. That's going to really help you this month. And that may help you turn around whatever funk is happening. This is also, there's some 2 energy here, but you just have to remove a layer of fear, doubt, or resistance to get to this. This is vitality. This is joy. It's summertime. The sun is shining, and it's shining on you, Capricorn. But with it in reverse, it's like you just have to blow away that last cloud that's in the sky. What is your fear? What is your doubt? What is your resistance? Stay with your truth, and that will open up the Sun card. This is really a joyful card, Capricorn. This is what's emerging. I'm really getting the sense that as you cut away this old stuff, that, it may be that some difficulty with a group that you're cutting yourself away from as you stand in your own truth. And this represents, too, Sun represents integration with the self. So you're kind of like coming forth and radiating your own true nature, Capricorn. You just have to clear away whatever is preventing you from speaking your truth, and being flexible, having a sense of humor about it. That's really going to open up sun energy. So that could be a lot of fun. That's, you know, if you look at devil in the shadows versus sun in the highlight, look at the stark contrast between these two. It's like emerging from the dark into the light, you know, from the night into the day. So, and guess who is the author of that? Guess who is the channel that happens through? You, as Page of Swords, standing your ground, saying your truth. So there's your way out, Cappy. There's your way to get to sun, joy, vitality, radiance. In week 1, there's been some kind of end, and you may need to acknowledge some wisdom that you gained from that. 5 of Swords is about picking up, I call it picking up the pieces, and it's about collecting the insights, wisdom, and knowledge that is left out on the battlefield after the conflict has ended. So make sure, if you are leaving something, if there's been a battleground, a conflict, you know, don't walk away without seeing all the swords that are left out on the battlefield, that are there, the riches and treasures and insights for you to collect. In the reverse position, it's saying that you may have a hard time serving your own self-interest in this. There's an imbalance in self-interest, whether you're considering yourself too much or you're not considering yourself enough. Make sure that your self-interest is balanced, and do collect the pieces of insight, those swords, knowledge, wisdom, understanding that is left out on the battlefield for you to collect. That's yours to take with you. That's part of the reason that conflict happened, is so that you could gain more knowledge, wisdom, insight to take with you. And it's going to serve you. In week 2, you're going to be ready to cut that cord. There's something that's ending. There's something that's completing, and you're willing to let it go in week 2. Death is a great card of transformation. It's also saying, you know, you're acknowledging the truth of the matter. And you're saying, I don't want to be like this anymore. I'm letting go of this. I'm cutting this cord. I'm cutting this old cycle. This is my old life, and I'm going to take seeds of this with me to my new life by remaining in truth. And there's some sort of red that's going on here. So I want you to connect to red energy. I've also got this red sun and this sun here. So the red sunset is going to provide you with insight and illumination wherever you can find that red sunset. I don't know what that may mean for you, Cappy, but there's something going on there. That red sun, it's even here too. So look for the red sun wherever that shows up. There's information available for you there. In week 3, Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is the next level of Page of Swords energy. This is the person who has gathered their insight, knowledge, wisdom, analytical mind, logical thinking, and they go for it. They go into battle. They run into the burning building. This is courageousness. It's also like seeing things clearly and taking action with that clarity of thought. With this in reverse, it's saying, be careful that you don't rush into something. Knight of Swords has a tendency to be too blunt. He has a tendency to rush in headlong. So take your time. Be patient. Don't feel like it all has to happen at once. Don't feel like you have to say everything that you think. I'm really getting that for you, Cappy, because he can be very blunt, even though he knows his own mind. I want you to speak your truth, but you don't need to go slicing and dicing to do it in week 3. Take your time. You know, just hold your tongue and know that you have a sharp mind. You can see through you know what's going on. Knight of Swords is really incisive. He's very clear, but you don't necessarily have to share all of that with everyone. You don't have to kind of put people in their place, Capricorn, in week 3. Be gracious. Consider others' feelings. Don't rush in without thinking it through is what it says in week 3. You're really in week 2, you're going to have some real ability to let the olds go and move on, but you don't have to slash and burn on the way out. Don't burn your bridges in July, especially in week 3. Capricorn. You're going to actually end up in a nice place in week 4. This is you. This is the earth sign who is on top of her game. This could be male or female, by the way, but expert in terms of domestic life, financial life. She's very grounded. She's very down to earth. You know, the more you stay in earth energy, Capricorn, rather than your mind energy, you're letting something go in terms of your mind. You are standing up for what's true. You're letting that go. You're you're seeing things clearly. You're maybe wanting to rush into battle, but just stay grounded. This is a place of peace for you. This is where you're comfortable. Queen of Earth, Queen of Coins, you know, she's busy cooking a big meal for visitors, and she's very trustworthy, down to earth. This is you. So I really get the sense that you open things up. You may have to work hard and battle for it. This is you with a sword, you know, holding fast to these swords that you collect from the prior conflicts, the prior struggles, but you end up on your throne by the end of the month, Capricorn. So roll with it. Have a sense of humor. You know, adapt to the changing circumstances. You're gonna clear those clouds away and be radiant and joyful. You're gonna end up here by the end of the month. Just stay with your convictions, but don't rush in headlong into unnecessary battles. That's not gonna serve you, Capricorn. So that's my reading for you for July, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Capricorn. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching so much. Yours in the stars.